Bing. Hey everybody, it is 9:30 time for the Friday Night Hangout. This is where we grab a brew, shoot the breeze, and interact with you. Small panel tonight, just me and Lee tonight at the Friday Night Hangout. It is everybody must be going to bed early or staying out late at the Halifax Beerfest, which we'll talk about a little bit later tonight here. But we'll give a chance for everybody to join in, settle in, get your latest brews, and we'll get things going tonight here. I'll just get a couple of double audio here away from my headphones. I have multiple windows here. But just give you a chance for people to know about the Hangout if you haven't been in it before, is that this is a live Hangout. And we expect you to interact with us via Twitter, via Google+, YouTube, on avoidingchores.com. We also have the audio-only version of the podcast tonight, so you can listen to that over the weekend or the replay once we're done the Hangout. So we have here tonight, introduction is going to be quick. We got Lee. Lee, we're going to double dip. Hopefully beer and beer reviews. What are you drinking tonight, sir?
I am drinking Garrison's India Pale Ale.
India Pale Ale, their latest. Do you call it their standard brew or their mainstay brew? Like, what's the term they use?
Yeah, well, I guess the best way to say it's a year-round brew for them now.
Year-round brew. Okay, perfect. And we talked about this before that this would be our go-to beer to pick up in the NSLC. Does it still hold that statement right there, Lee?
Oh yeah, I love it. Honestly, before that, I was always picking up their Hop Yard Pale Ale and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
When I just wanted something hoppy but not too in your face. But now I do this one because I like the little bit of extra hop bite that this one has. So.
Oh, excellent, good stuff. And I am drinking the Hell Bay English Ale. Hell Bay brewing from Liverpool. And Hell Bay will be at the Halifax Seaport Beerfest on tomorrow, Saturday afternoon. So if you're there, we'll get to see Mark there. So Pale Ale, you know what? This is a nice malty beer, 5.2%. A nice malt, nice finish. It's been a while. I mentioned this at the last Hangout that I hadn't had this in a while. And you know what? Got a taste for it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the changing seasons or not, but I'm starting to get a taste for it again. So,
yeah, which is
good. All right, everybody. So just to let you know that you can interact with us via Twitter, YouTube, Google+. Got a small panel tonight, but that's okay. Jocelyn's in the plane, flying from Toronto to Halifax. Todd, the beer dude, don't know where he is tonight. Don't know. Could be at the beer fest, sneaking in. Didn't tell us. Kerry, I think he was on vacation or something. So anyway, that's no worries. Me and Lee here will man the fort here.
Kerry's got too many mojitos going.
Oh, mojito! I mean, did you see that fresh mint that he had last time? That was awesome. Let's talk about the first topic here, which is the Pictou Mill, the Northern Pulp Mill. This has been in the news for the last couple of weeks. You know what, Lee? This is a story that has been going on for a few months, and nobody really cared about it until CBC started to care about it once Mr. Sobey, Mr. $2 billion in the bank, said, hey, you know what? It stinks here. We should do something about it. And now every day on CBC, the drive time, coming home from work radio show between 4 and 5, somebody's on the radio talking about the pulp mill, how it basically stinks and there's pollution, and essentially it's been polluting ridiculously for like the last 2 years, and nobody's doing anything about it, Lee. Nobody cared when the waste was draining into the native reserve next door, and then after they did the blockade, got maybe 1 minute of airtime on the news. But now Mr. Sobey with his cottage saying, smells like sulfur. I'm getting ash on my car, on my Mercedes in the morning. What's going on?
Must be rough. The struggling Sobeys family. I probably shouldn't say too much since I'm an employee, but fuck that. Yeah, I wonder how much money people like Sobeys and the Irvings give to like the CBC every year, where perhaps news stories that are important to them all of a sudden come into the forefront. I mean, sounds a little dubious. Although I must say, I mean, if the pulp mill's polluting, then I mean it's a serious issue and people should actually be worried about it. But seems kind of sad that it takes some disgruntled billionaire to get people interested in something that's important.
Well, exactly, and and like I said before, nobody was caring when the native reserve was saying, "Hey, you know what? We have like a 15-inch pipe that's spilling out mercury, cadmium, all these rare metals from the pulp and all that stuff." So we're listening to the communications guy, which was an NDP staffer, high up, I guess, got a nice job afterwards. The NDP gave him a couple years to clean things up. Problem is, though, there's two boilers. There's the boiler that's producing the ash, which apparently 30 transport trucks worth of wood per day goes in to the boiler to boil up the water. And the second boiler, which does whatever the frick it does, that contains the sulfur. So you have all the ash from the wood, and then you have all the sulfur. So the proposed changes, the precipitator only deals with one issue. Next year it doesn't deal with the ash particulates there. So, but I'm just wondering, it's like, man, you know what? Regardless, the government is in catch-22. They're not going to close the plant. There's 200 jobs, or if you were to extend that, the drivers, the mechanics, the fuel, all this stuff. You have a couple thousand people that are impacted by these jobs in the mill. You're not going to close the mill. You already had Michelin closing up a couple hundred jobs. You have a call center with another couple hundred jobs. Last thing you want to do is add one of the last main employers. Sobeys would be like the last one in that region.
Yeah.
Last thing you want to do is shut it down, because they're not going to restart it. They're going to go to North Dakota, They probably know that. You know what? As soon as we step foot in there, dip a shovel into the ground, there's going to be like glowing ooze coming out.
Yeah.
Like so
yeah.
they're kind of like what do they do? Like, if you're in the poor liberals, I don't want to say poor, but it just seems like this summer everything's hitting them. Everything that got delayed, pushed back the last couple of years, it's like you're going to have to deal with this, right? And it's going to be either expensive or very messy to deal with. So
you know what? It's probably better off to pay the money and clean it up than it is to reap the horrors in years to come. I mean, the last thing you want is a bunch of like babies with 3 fingers being born 30 years down the road or something, right? I mean, I'm surprised they're not more on top of this right away. I mean, yeah, it might not be the popular thing in some segments of your voter base because, hey, this might impact us somehow, take money away from us or whatever. But I mean, you gotta think about what's better for the community as opposed to what's better for your pocketbooks. Like this.
Exactly. It's really a hard position there. We got Kerry jumping in from Cape Breton. Kerry, are you there, my friend?
Yes, sir. We're here.
Oh, I'm not hearing nothing, Kerry.
Oh.
Fix the microphone.
Microphone.
We'll get Kerry jumping in here in a bit. I can see him fine, but his audio is not working at all.
Yeah.
Not working at all. I'll do this. If you're listening on the podcast, you don't know what I'm doing. All right, so we'll try to get Carrie back on the board here. It's a Friday night hangout, kids. This is where we grab a brew, shoot the breeze, and interact with you. Just to let you know that in Utah right now, there's the outdoor show, the biggest outdoor show that you can get to see products for next year. So if you're in hiking, camping, and all that, our friends over at Delorme or InReach Canada are there right now doing their kiosk thing right now. So we just want to give a little shout out to Delorme InReach Canada for that. And we also want to give a little quick shout out to Picaroons, our friends from Picaroons Traditional Ales, who are in town this weekend for the Halifax Seaport Beerfest, which is on right now. It should be ending, well, the first session should be ending pretty soon at the Kennard Center, and we'll have the Saturday afternoon session happening very soon. Oh, excuse me, very soon. And Pickering should have a number of items on tap for us here. And I was buying time for Carrie. Carrie left the group, so Carrie blew his spot. Lee, I want to get you to check voting chores to see if there's any comments there. So.
Let's see here.
And I'll give a quick check on the YouTube page.
No comments so far.
No, okay. I do see a comment here on the YouTube page here, which is, of course, my browser's frozen here. Here we go. Roger from the Valley says good evening, guys. In honor of our friend Mike, who's making his way to the mainland, I'm drinking a Quiddy Viddy British IPA.
Cool.
So good stuff, Roger. And yeah, Mike should be hitting the mainland in a few hours, and hopefully we'll be able to hook up with him tonight. Carrie, are you there, buddy?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're there, buddy. What are you drinking tonight, my friend?
I'm drinking a Weitzer beer, the Hacker Schnorr.
Oh yeah, Hacker Shore.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
How you like that one?
That's my first Weizen beer I had. I haven't had one in a long time, so it's I'm just starting it. So I've just got in the house, so.
Yeah, perfect. Carrie, we're talking about the Northern Pulp Mill in Pictou, and how they're not going to shut down this mill because they're in kind of the catch-22 between jobs and the environment. But really, did you find it curious that nobody paid attention to it until Mr. Sobey said that his cottage was, starting to stink?
That's because he only goes up there every now and then, more than likely. So not like the residents who put up with the smell from the pulp mill day in day out. They get used to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen several pulp mills in Espinal, Ontario, and Northern Ontario, and they stink anyways.
It's true. 2013, that the pollution levels was 78 or 73% above normal levels.
Yeesh.
Anyway, oh yeah, go ahead, Lee.
No, I was just gonna say ew.
Yeah, ooh. I can just imagine what it is now. Moving on to the next story. The Blue Nose 2 officially got into the government hands. They officially took possession of the ship, and they parked it next to the Fishery Museum in Lunenburg. So if you go downtown Lunenburg, it's right there parked in. At least you can walk onto it now. However, there are still issues with it. The Global News, they're doing the BuzzFeed. They found some report that there's 20 or 40 defects, or 43 defects, ranging from stuff not straight to stuff is leaking and all that stuff. Guys, when you do something big like that, an RV, a boat, or something like that, there's going to be little tweaks or fixes or stuff like that. It's not going to be Perfect, right? Is this something that now blood is in the water? Media wants to just pick at everything that comes on the Blue Nose right now?
No, they need. This is ridiculous. The whole thing's been a money pit from day one. It's all been about getting more and more construction contracts for people in politics and their buddies, and just basically siphoning money to people who do a substandard job, and then they disappear, and then the next team takes it over and does the same shit. At this point, they should be towing that thing behind the Yarmouth Ferry because it's such a money pit. They might as well be in conjunction somehow and lose tons and tons of money together instead of separately.
Yeah, true. Carrie, what do you think about the Blue Nose?
Lee had a good analogy about it. If it's going to make money, it should look good making money, and that might be the good spot for it, right behind the ferry.
Now, really, the only big thing that's left to do is the rudder system. They're going to put the hydraulic thing, which is going to cost less than $1 million, folks. Can't cost more than that.
Oh, well, that's okay then.
You
Because how many millions have we already thrown at that piece of crap? Seriously.
So, I don't know. It's like, to me, at this point, obviously mistakes were made and stuff like that. Now, they blew the budget ridiculously.
Yeah.
But, like, what else can you do? Like, I know media wants to try to find every little mistake. It's like, really, at the end of the day, need to fix the steering. If the bulkhead is off-center by, like, 2 millimeters or whatever, so be it, right? So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird because, I understand it. A lot of it has to do with modern regulations of how a ship should be built. So, and then when you're cutting corners in that sort of regard, it just causes more trouble than good. I think back to like how the Vikings were building ships and they got across the Atlantic Ocean hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and yet they can't get the Blue Nose 2 up to specs and get it out sailing and be safe. Come on, guys. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. It's true. But right now... Oh, no, go ahead, Kerry.
They built it with less technology than we have now, and it sailed for many, many years. So those same principles should have worked 100%.
Yep.
Yeah. Some people say this ABS certification board was not the right one to go with. Go with the whoever else, because they're a little bit more lax or different or whatever it was. So
they should have just put.
No, I was gonna say it's just they're just so far down the road now.
When they started the project, they should have put the right people in charge in the first place, not a bunch of money-hungry people looking for ways to exploit the taxpayers. It's disgusting.
And probably the first flag is picking an outfit from Van Cleet, Ontario, who have never done a ship before, who are nowhere near a body of water where they would see a boat, see a schooner.
That's good. So they couldn't get someone from here in Nova Scotia. They had to go to Van Cleet, Ontario, which is in the middle of nowhere.
Literally middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
'Cause I've driven past it. I've gone into the town. There's nothing there.
The only thing in there is Bo's Brewery. That's the only thing in Van Cleet.
Exactly. There's nothing there. And when I was there, Bo's wasn't even in place here.
No.
Hey kids, it's the Friday night hangout. This is where we grab a brew, shoot the breeze, interact with you. We got a small panel tonight, intimate panel tonight. Lee and Carrie with us tonight. You can interact with us Twitter, Google+, YouTube, or votingchores.com. Lee's going to give a little peek on the votingchores.com website. If there's anything there, we'll give a shout. We had Roger earlier. And we've got Mike, our regular viewer, who's on the ferry from Newfoundland, coming to Nova Scotia. We should meet up with them tomorrow at some point. We'll see. Maybe he'll get lost. Maybe I'll get lost because we're going to the Beerfest. Who knows?
Oh, you guys got to do an avoiding chores video with him. Review of beer with him.
Well, we're going to do. I think I'm going to bring the microphone, and we're going to do a special podcast.
Cool.
of the beer fest, because video is going to be a little too crazy, but I think audio would be a little bit better. So we're going to do. I'm going to bring the mic, which is this thing right here, and bring a couple batteries, and we'll see what happens. Right.
That'd be good.
All right. Next story here, which is Nova Scotia judge said here that he approves of the live tweeting that's been going on into the courts. And, and now that gave everybody carte blanche to say, hey, I don't have to work to get a news story for 6 o'clock. I can just go and live tweet city council or whichever court case is going on right now, and I'll tweet that, and that'll be my notes. I like the fact that media here in Nova Scotia have taken to Twitter, but I don't think they understand how to use it properly to their benefit. And right now, if you follow a few of them, like I mentioned, the city council, there's 5 reporters, and they're just transcribing every word that gets said, and I don't think they add anything to it.
Really?
Yeah.
And they're doing that on Twitter, like, so they're making about 1,000 Twitter posts to get like a couple paragraphs out.
Yeah, and
that's so stupid.
You know, they don't add any context to it. There's no links. There's no, you know, if I stumble across at 10 o'clock a tweet from somebody from CTV, and they've been live tweeting for like an hour, I have no idea what they're talking about. There's no hashtags. There's no links. Obviously, you can't take a picture, but you can link to a court document, a news story that's on the CTV website or global website, something, right? So to me, it's like it's lazy journalism. It's the BuzzFeed kind of way. It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go somewhere where a bunch of people are talking. I'm just gonna type on my phone whatever they're saying. That's my day's work.
Yeah, that's a so basically they're being paid to be a retarded court stenographer, because you got 100, you have 140 characters every tweet. So if they're sitting there live tweeting exactly verbatim what they're saying, that's just a ton of tweets messing up someone's feed of crap that people don't need to know. If you use Twitter to promote things, to link to things, to get it out to your audience on a mass scale really quickly. You don't use it to actually document things. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you write your own stories and then you link to them. That's fine. That's great. Well, what are they going to do next? Are reporters going to start linking to other reporters' stories so they don't have to write them anymore?
Oh no! Now you're starting to see it. They're retweeting other reporters' tweets, so that now I'm getting 5 times the amount of the same thing. It's like, you know, if you're a reporter and you're going to live tweet an event, take the business course for Twitter, how to use it. Hashtags, links, contents. You know, you only have 140 characters, but you can actually do a lot of stuff with it. You can actually add value to those tweets. Just, as you said, Lee, don't be the stenographer. Do something with it, right? So.
Oh, man. Edward R. Morrow would be just rolling in his grave right now if he saw that sort of crap, man.
Oh, it's crazy. It is just crazy here. Carrie, like, actually, we'll do this question here. Maybe we'll ask the question to the people who are listening at us online here. Carrie, do you use Twitter to follow the news at all?
No, I don't. I don't use it a whole lot. I'm just trying to figure out what works over the last while I've been hanging around with you guys. So it's something that I don't use a lot. So
okay,
you guys are a little more educated about it than I.
Well, there definitely is an initiation process to, you know, get the hang of it in terms of who to follow and what you're doing and how you can use it to be your news stream. To me, and I said this before, Twitter is my news stream. Like, if I don't see it on Twitter, I don't know if it's happening in the world. You know, and that includes what people are saying, people retweeting. Like, for example, you know, one of them was the French fry plant in PI that closed, the McCain French fry plant in Borden. Somebody retweeted that. I happened to see it in my timeline, and I shared it. And, you know, I quickly read the story, and then I saw context afterwards. 120 jobs, I think it was.
Yeah.
That is the kind of thing that, you know, I see during the day, so that, you know, it's kind of like looking at the movie The Matrix. You know, you see all these scrolling little digits and stuff. Same thing can be said about Twitter. Over the course of the day, you know, what you see in your timeline and stuff, you know, that should give you enough information as to what you want to do.
Yeah, I was skeptical of it when I was first using it. I was like, this kind of sucks. But once I got used to it, it's like, okay, it's very useful because people, like, you can get a whole wide range of people, whether they're actual people in a certain industry or they're just, you know, everyday people like you and me, but they found a news story somewhere and they're retweeting it, or they found something interesting and they're retweeting it, and then you can get that link and you can go to it and read it, and otherwise you probably never would have heard of it, because some stuff, you know, the mainstream media isn't talking about. You can actually see in a lot of these Twitter links, but that's what it's for that and for promoting things, stuff like that. It's not for direct person-to-person communication where you're having an actual conversation of some sort. That's ridiculous. I mean, write an email to somebody, or, you know, pick up the phone and call them, or talk to them face-to-face, but the idea that they're people like sitting in a courtroom retyping everything verbatim that's being said. Why are you wasting my time? Why are you wasting your time? Write a story. What's happened to journalism where you can't write a story? That should be your bread and butter. That should be something you do in your sleep.
Exactly. Lee. Carrie, you got anything to add to that?
No.
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 You reminded me. I heard something on the news tonight. It wasn't on Twitter. Justin Bork, the Moncton shooter that did the rampage, pled guilty to murder and attempted murder. It's not going to trial. He's going to get sentenced right away. So big surprise in the courtroom today. Very rare that you see something like that, but you know, he was judged mentally competent, so that goes one defense out the window. And you know, he was gonna see a jail cell at some point. So the tendency now, I think in Canada, life is really about 20 years or so. I don't think they tack on like multiple counts, like 20 plus 3 or whatever, anything like that. So he won't see parole for at least 20 years. He'll be in his 50s, maybe by then. So
rot in a hole, motherfucker.
Yeah. Very unlikely he'll ever get parole. You know, like that's 20 years until eligible for parole, but there's no. Let's face it, he'll never get parole. Right?
Yeah. I sure hope not, because Canada has a bad history of sometimes releasing people they shouldn't have released. Yeah. So.
Well, you're starting to see some of it now. You're starting to see some of the cases where, you know, the eligibility for parole got extended. It used to be like, you know, you got life in prison, but you can go for parole in 7 years. You know, recently it was 12 years. Now it's 20 years, 21 years. You know, life in prison, you know, they're trying to push the parole part to, like, you know, you're going to serve most of it now. Carrie, what do you think about that in terms of the I guess the avoidance of a trial? Like, does that kind of put things to bed pretty?
Well, I think he smartened up and listened to his lawyer, because the lawyer told him, says, "You're not going to get any deal on this one, buddy. You better plead guilty, and face it. You premeditatedly killed 3 police officers and wounded 2 more, and he might have done it to more people. So
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
He was guilty from the moment that he walked out his front door. So
Yeah.
Exactly. Pictures, there's video.
Yeah.
Ticket now, yeah.
He didn't just decide to walk downtown and pick up a rifle and shoot somebody. He knew he was going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, very hard to mount a defense for that.
Yeah.
Very hard. All right, just a quick mention that North Bruin, our friends at North Bruin will be at the Halifax Seaport Beerfest this weekend. They'll be in the Cask area. Also, our friends at Sea Level Brewing. They'll be they have their recently launched blueberry beer, but they should be at the Seaport Beerfest this weekend also.
Awesome.
So no, it's good stuff, and hosting the Cask Pavilion. So I think what they're doing this year is that instead of doing all the brews from the Maritimes, Stillwell, our friends at Stillwell, they've asked all these people who do casks, we want to do something special for the beer fest. And I believe they have 15 casks. They've gone through 3 already tonight on Friday night. So there's going to be a very nice selection of beer for people who go. One-time offs. So it's the Cask Pavilion. Pretty much everybody you can think of in the Maritimes have a cask at the festival, and you know what? Stillwell and the Ladies Beer League. They are going to be pouring the beer for you if you happen to be going. So that is pretty cool. And I had a list. Usually this is where Todd would give his Maritime beer report and give us the lowdown on the beer. But I don't have that loaded, so...
But he usually uploads it every Friday, so it should be on YouTube if you follow him. So.
Yeah, exactly. So just follow Todd on Todd the Beer Dude on YouTube. Should be able to find it here. Lee, we'll just do a quick check on comments here, see if we have anything on Twitter, YouTube, Google+. I'm just going to refresh here because I get the comments here, but I don't think I got nothing here in terms of comments.
Well, I just checked avoiding chores, nothing there. I'll just do a quick check on YouTube as well, just in case they're not coming up for you.
No, so we're in the thick of the summer season.
Yeah.
We're doing the 2-week schedule. This is where we do our hangouts every 2 weeks, just so that everybody get a chance to do their summer activities.
Yeah, no, it's still just Roger there, GC Storm. So.
Okay, all right, Roger. Basically, tomorrow, the big event, well, it's happening right now. It's probably just finishing up right now, was the Halifax Seaport Beerfest, the biggest beer festival in the Maritimes. It's happening this weekend. Me and the boys, Todd and Jocelyn, we will be there hopefully tomorrow afternoon. They didn't screw up the ticket pickup system. We're expecting a lot of people down at the beer fest. We have an increased number of ciders, European, Quebec, Ontario. Pretty much if you've been to the last couple of beer fests, you're probably going to see a lot of the same people. It looks like they're going to bring in a lot of the new beers, but as I mentioned earlier, they're going to have the Cask Pavilion, which is all the Maritime beer microbreweries, I should say. So they're going to have a lot of one-offs. So if we're probably going to be around the cask stuff.
Gerald, can you bring me a bottle opener, please?
we're gonna be at the cask section there, pretty much. The session on Saturday afternoon. So, Lee, what do you think about this cask one-offs thing? Like everybody seems to be getting into the cask
I think it's
trend, but
I think it's great. I mean, it's a common occurrence in the U.S. I mean, we're just sort of catching up. I mean, you know, I mean, our craft beer scene is still probably 5 or 10 years behind the U.S. at this point. But no, it's cool. I mean, honestly, I wish more breweries would get more into doing using casks and stuff. I mean, it's more expensive at this point. Casks are high in demand, so it can be kind of a daunting task for a new brewery to even bother with that sort of thing. But I mean, it's a good trend for a reason. I mean, that's the way beer was originally stored and distributed to people, and I'm all for it. I think it's great. And the one-off thing, I mean, if you don't go, you'll miss out on the beers, yes. But if you do go, it's a really great experience to try all these interesting little one-offs and stuff like that. So you know, awesome. More power to them. I hope it grows and grows.
well, you know that basically the big draw for me is to go to this event or at Stillwell when they have these casks. For example, the last cask that I had was quick sampler rack of Big Spruce. They're incredible uh, pale ale, but with different hops.
Oh yeah.
Mount Hood, Amarillo, another one I forget there. Amarillo was the best. You know, it was great to see these different one-offs there. So if you happen to be at the Seaport Beerfest, it's going to be a pretty crazy scene right now. Haven't had a chance to check the Twitter or anything like that, but I'll be able to see it. Speaking of people losing their minds, the Nova Scotia foodies, food bloggers, they just lost their collective minds. Anthony Bourdain, if you have cable, apparently he's a big thing in food.
He's awesome.
He has a show on CNN and show on whatever. He's coming to Wolfville. Wolfville, Nova Scotia.
He's coming to Wolfville?
Wolfville, yo.
Wow.
Part of the Devour, which is I guess is a film festival for food. I've never been. I don't know what's going on with that.
Wow.
But
this is one of the last places in the world I thought I'd ever see him show up.
Exactly. So I guess this was over a year in the making to pitch film festival that was really about food. Guess what? Wolfville had it. So they're like, well, might as well.
Well, now you can. Now when you look up Wolfville and Wikipedia, you can say Anthony Bourdain was there once. No injury.
Now the funny thing is that this is a film festival about food. Apparently they attract 4,000 people last year, maybe a little bit more.
Cool.
You know.
But yeah, that's pretty damn big. I mean, Bourdain's one of the few like really prominent like food writers / celebrity chefs type people that's like actually interesting and cool and hasn't hoarded himself out for all kinds of money. You know, he's like actually more believable. Yeah, more legit, more believable. I mean, he's more. I got more respect for him than say like Gordon Ramsay sitting there yelling at people on a reality show or whatever, right?
Carrie, you're a Gordon Ramsay fan. What do you think about Anthony Bourdain coming to Wolfville?
No. No. No, he's not a good leader at all. He has no respect for people, and he criticizes them in public.
So, what about like? Are you part of the foodie movement where you watch?
I've seen a couple of the Anthony Bourdain shows, and right. You're right. He is down to earth. He speaks what he wants to what he wants to say and when he wants to say it. And I like it. I like watching his shows. He gets to some pretty different places. So why not go to Wolfville?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? That might end up being the weirdest place he's ever been.
Well, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I'm saying that the foodies are losing their minds because
Yeah, well, yeah, I can see why they would be.
So I posted a link on the Wooding Shows. You can get to the Devour festival website that way. Speaking of Devour, human bones found in Halifax construction site. We talked about roundabouts before, kids. The north end is getting a couple of roundabouts installed. I mentioned this in the last hangout. They're digging through, and somebody found some bones, hip bones, femur bones, whatever, leg bones, whatever.
Well, I guess they must have finally found Jimmy Hoffa, did they?
Well, they found orphans. Apparently, back in the day, where they were digging, there was a Protestant orphanage, and they found teenage bones, basically, which would have been on the site nearby. So, we don't talk a lot on the hangout about the colorful Halifax history, but Halifax has had a very colorful history in terms of stuff. It's very, as being one of the ports, very brutal, very, vicious ports where there's bones on top of the hill of an orphanage in the 1800s. There's all the stories of the city burning down, 3 times? Only to be stopped by Alexander Keith's beer barrels rolling down the hill, that kind of stuff. So, not surprising that they did find something there, but it's kind of interesting that there's the actual backstory that they're able to, kind of link it to that orphanage.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of interesting there.
Creepy little piece of history. It's
Well, it kind of makes up from finding the bones in Cape Breton at that site where we talked about the hangout. I forget, it was the church was side of the coastline. Yeah. The coastline's eroding and the skulls are coming out on the coastline. So, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, guys. If a monkey takes a photo with a camera, a selfie, who owns the copyright?
Probably the person who is responsible for... Okay, I don't know why there would be a copyright in the first place on a photo taken by a monkey, but if there was, it would probably be the person responsible for handling the monkey, the owner of the monkey.
Trainer.
Yeah, because you can't legally consider a monkey a sentient human being. It's just ridiculous. I don't care how much they're like us, how much you love them and think they're cute. They are not us. They are distant cousins of ours, but they're not us.
Not my monkey, not my circus.
Well, we saw this in the news a few months ago. A guy in Africa dropped his camera, and a bunch of monkeys started taking pictures. And we've seen one picture of this Maracay monkey, a selfie, a smiling selfie. And that picture made the rounds, and I'm sure once we... I'll put the story here, but basically... the picture was on Wikipedia, and the guy who owned the camera wanted to claim copyright so he can get, some money off of it. And Wikipedia said, no, actually, you didn't take the picture. The monkey did. Monkey basically owns the rights to the picture.
Yeah, wait, but if someone steals your camera and takes a picture of it, do they own the copyright of the picture they took? Because that's essentially what it was.
In that context, yes.
And And it's not like the monkey intended to take a picture. It's not like, okay, it's a goddamn monkey. I mean, they're very smart, but they don't understand. And if it's a wild monkey, especially, they don't understand the concept of taking a picture. It wasn't taking a selfie to tweet to everybody. I mean, come on, get real. It was just screwing around the camera and took a picture by mistake. I mean, that's all that happened. And this sounds like a dubious story in the first place. It sounds like it's something that might have been made up. That maybe, because there have been dubious stories about animals doing really exceptional things coming out of places like Africa and stuff in the past, where it's like they come into question. So
I'll tell you, it's a really good selfie that they did, though. So it's a good monkey, good photography skills for the monkey.
But yeah, I'm sure it's really cute for all the idiots on social media that want to retweet it and show it all over the place. Oh, look at this awesome monkey took its own picture. Ah, great. Give him the copyright. Make him a millionaire.
Well, we'll see if they actually make a million. But I think that's what the point of the photographer who was expecting to be cashing in these rights, being saying, no, well, the monkey took the picture.
Well, how did that?
Yeah, that's right. The monkey took the picture.
How did the picture get to Wikipedia in the first place?
Well, it doesn't matter how they got to it. Who actually took the picture? Who composed the shot?
No, but did he put the picture on Wikipedia himself, like the owner of the camera, or did the monkey tweet it, or what's going on? I mean,
well, the monkey dropped the camera, and the owner reclaimed the camera and processed the film and all that stuff. But who created the artwork of the monkey looking into the lens?
It is not art unless there is intention behind it. It is not art unless there is...
The monkey was smiling, Lee. It was nice.
The monkey's a dumb monkey. Of course it was smiling. Come on.
The sun was in his eyes.
Yeah, probably. Jeez.
In the cover of the jungle, yeah, there's sunlight.
The people at Wikipedia should be slapped right in the face, really hard.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. All right, everybody, it's the Friday Night Hangout. Just to let you know that you can interact with us. Twitter, Google+, YouTube. Small panel tonight, and probably because, hey, we're in the August, we're in summer mode. We do Hangouts every 2 weeks. We're going to do the replay. Once we're done the Hangout, we're going to have the audio-only podcast version. And just a reminder, we're going to try to do a podcast at the Halifax Seaport Beerfest tomorrow. And grab the microphone and try to do something. Hopefully we can get something going. We got Lee and Carrie with us tonight. Let's do what we're drinking tonight. Carrie, what are you drinking tonight? Do you still have something drinking?
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Oh, Rare Bird Pale Ale.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I looked at this one, I said, oh, I got to get some of that. Very nice beer. 7% alcohol, and I don't shop just because of the alcohol content. Read the label on the back. It's a very good pale ale. And
you must have
like it.
Enjoy it.
He must have got one of their rare good batches.
Well, he's closer to the source than either of us.
Yeah.
He's really close to the source.
There you go.
Lee, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking Garrison India Pale Ale.
Yeah, good stuff. Go-to beer of the summer.
Yeah, go-to IPA, definitely.
And I am finishing off the Hell Bay English Ale, 5.2%. Really good ale, nice malty ale for everybody out there who likes the British style. It's good stuff. So, we're just a reminder that we're going to do the summer session for another couple of weeks, well, for the month of August. Then in September we'll be back weekly. If there was a beer that you guys wanted to grab, what would it be right now?
For me, two different ones, both from Boxing Rock. I just want their damn Vickers Cross back in my NSLC. That's one thing, because I've been wanting to share it now for quite a while with some friends of mine. So get your shit together, Boxing Rock. And also, honestly, from the sounds of it, I'd really like to try that session beer they released Sounds really good.
Sessionista, yeah.
Yeah.
Really nice beer. Really nice beer. Carrie, is there anything you wanted to get your hands on that you can't right now in terms of beer?
One of the one that Picaroons has just made. I can't remember the name of it right now. It's
Uh, yeah, the one-off there, the
yeah.
Sally Pale Ale.
No.
No.
Um,
See, if we had Todd with his Maritime Beer Report, we would know what
yeah,
it was.
I saw the ad on Facebook a couple of days ago. And said, oh, that would be good. That would be good to get.
Yeah.
That's all.
I think that will be at the Halifax Seaport Beerfest. I think
I'm
that
not.
was going to be.
Yeah.
No, but I will be there, and I'll let you. I'll let you know how it is. We got Jason Spears on YouTube saying that he got home late. He's trying to homebrew double block.
Woohoo!
He said.
Cool.
He's doing something. Speaking of homebrew, I just racked a Pilsner that I dry hopped with Cascade hops.
Yeah.
And I was
That
able
should
to
be
sneak
good, yeah.
a little glass. Very nice citrus grapefruit taste, and then that little Pilsner aftertaste kind of comes in at the end. Now that was when the beer wasn't quite fully carbonated, so hopefully in a couple of weeks, once I put it on tap, I'll be able to give a better report. But that one right now looks pretty good. I'm working on a black IPA with dry hopped with Zithos hops. Pretty nice earthy, goes with the malts. Nice black IPA. I'm doing the transition from partial extract to a full grain mash. So
Yeah, those are.
I can't wait. No, go ahead, Karen.
I haven't made a full grain match in since 1998, I think.
Really?
So, yeah.
No, I don't know how much in terms of the equipment has changed. I would assume nothing's really changed except that people are doing the brew in the bag method, which is, I guess, this is what people in Australia are doing. So I need to upgrade my kettle, my pot, a little bit bigger. I got my mesh bag, and I'll be doing that probably the next batch, which is probably going to be in the next couple of weeks. I'm halfway through my mash tun project, which is my round Gatorade Home Depot cooler. And I just need to add the hardware to do the spigot and filter and all that stuff. So I'm almost there, boys. I'm almost there for all grain home brewing.
Right on.
Getting close. All right, well, we'll do the closing off part. We're getting close to the end of the show. So, Lee, do you have anything to plug right now in terms of?
No, I'm not. I'm not doing anything. I'm still on hiatus until September. So.
No, I got most of your videos on my watch queue, so that's why you've noticing that I've been commenting on videos like a month and a half ago. Anything that people should skip to the front of the queue for that you've been uploading lately, or?
No, not really. Like I said, I haven't made a video now in weeks, so I'm on hiatus till September. I'm expecting a couple beer mails from Ontario. Well, one from Ontario and one from New Brunswick, probably within the next month. So I'll have new stuff to review eventually. But until then, I'm just sort of taking it easy and taking a break from BeerTube.
So. Okay, perfect, good stuff. Carrie, you got anything to plug?
Big Spruce has their tasting patio open now.
Yes, their outdoor patio.
Their outdoor patio. I saw it when it was in the works, and it was looking good then. But now he's got it all finished. So we're gonna have to try to coordinate a Saturday afternoon up there or something.
Yes. I was actually thinking about trying to do a session where we'd be going hiking some trails in the morning, stopping by Big Spruce, and somehow make it back home probably not going to happen. Probably have to do an overnight somewhere. But yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
well,
Crazy.
the provincial park is not far away, so you can hammock there if you have to.
Yeah, actually, the Wakakama,
Yep.
the yurts, that'd be sweet. Ooh, should put that plan into motion.
Yeah, I know Todd said he was going to run up sometime, so whether or not
Yeah, I
he,
wouldn't mind. Yeah, you know what? I haven't been to Big Spruce, the brewery yet. I've been getting their growlers. Jeremy from Big Spruce, he's been coming down whenever he's coming down to Halifax. He's like sends me a text. Hey, I got this beer. You want it? Growler. So yeah, and then I have to give him money because I don't get no freebies from Big Spruce. But that's okay. I don't mind paying.
No, he's
no,
keeping
no,
me honest.
no,
He's
no,
keeping me honest.
yeah,
Yeah, no, it's good. No, I'm more than happy to pay for growlers that come down to
Yep.
Halifax. All right, so well, with that, kids, we're going to end the show a little bit early, but I'm really happy that Carrie Lee was able to join me tonight for a small panel, but at least we had a nice discussion tonight. And just a reminder that we're still on the summer schedule. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Starting September, we'll be weekly again. Excuse me. We'll have the podcast up on this weekend. And also this weekend, I'll be at the Halifax Seaport Beerfest. I'll be recording an audio-only podcast edition. We'll be at the Cask Pavilion, and we'll try to get something out of there. So hopefully we'll come out nice, and then we'll have some additional downloads for you. Other than that, kids, that's all I got tonight. So I'd like to thank my panel for coming in tonight. And I hear the baby crying upstairs, so maybe I should go and attend to that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you
All
very
right.
much. Thank you, everybody, for watching us, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Good
Yep.
night.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.